Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And today, I've never talked with one of these people before. Not like one of those people, but one of these people. One of the streetwear resellers. Okay, like the people who go and buy like the Off-Whites and the Supremes, and then immediately go and like flip them for a profit. That's this guy today. Best of all is that he's 17 years old. He's been doing this for a few years now, and he's making close to $200,000 a year in profit. He isn't even 18 yet, and he's pulling in some really insane numbers. Now, he's going to tell us all about how he was able to do this and grow up his business, but part of it is that he's spending $3,000 a month on a McLaren, and he isn't even posting it to Instagram either. Like, that's one thing if you're going to flex with it on. He's not even doing that. He just got a McLaren. So anyway, let's bring him on the show and see exactly how he was able to do this. So Nicolas, welcome to the Stephan Show. What's going on?
Not much out here.
Good. How can I help you today?
All right, so quick little background on my work and everything. I'm 17. I am a high school graduate. Just graduated. I am starting state college. And at the age of 14, I started a company where I got a pair of shoes. I got bred Yeezys, and I got them for retail off Adidas for $250. And I was looking at how expensive they jumped instantly. Like, right as soon as they sold out and they were delivered to my house, and I was looking at the prices, I just realized the amount of profit. So when the next release came out, instantly I was on my computer right at the drop, and I basically just, waited because they like to do random drops for stuff like this, and I got a pair, and I sold that pair for $550, 5 hours later, making 120% profit. That's kind of how I started my company.
This whole culture, by the way, for everyone, I don't get it. I don't get it. The fact, though, that you can make that much profit from buying something at retail and reselling it is incredible. So keep going. I'm actually really into this now. So let's hear it.
So after that, I realized that this is a pretty easy way to make money, especially at the time I was 14. I was just starting high school. I was a freshman in high school, and I was just thinking how to be making money at such a young age. So I always wanted to work. I always have the ambition to work. Where I live, the age for you to be able to get a job was 16. At the time, I was 14. Yeah. Couldn't get a job. I wanted money. I figured this is such a great way to make money. I never thought it would blow up like this. But in the last 3 years that I've been doing this, while going to school and doing this part-time, only in my free time, only when, I have products to sell or whatever, I have made a net income of around $173,000 a year between the 3 years.
No! Stop it, dude! Stop it! What? I am so excited for that. What? Oh my god, that's nuts, man! Congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Wow! So wait a second, how are you able to get all of that supply to make that much profit? Because I think with Supreme, isn't it limited to like you can only buy like one of like a hoodie or like one of a shoe or like one of a certain thing? How does this work?
So with Supreme specifically, you can buy multiple of an item. It just really depends on what sells out, how quick it sells out, and you really have to know the brand to know what will make you a lot of profit. Mm-hmm. So with me, I got started. After I got my first pair, I sold it for $550 of Yeezys. I took that money and I invested half of it into more products. So I kept half as profit and I kept half basically to invest to this company. So as soon as I did that, it would just kind of took off with profit because every time I had basically liquidation for the company, but I would also have profit that I was keeping in my bank account and savings account.
So one other thing. Have you ever lost money buying something? Because it seems like as long as you buy something at retail, at least within the last few years, you could pretty much sell anything at like the worst cases of break even. Have you ever lost money?
Buying off retail, I have not lost money. Where I've lost money is when I tried to be experimental, and it wasn't the smartest idea, but I would buy something for resale hoping I would be able to resell it for more, maybe if it was at a good price, and sometimes that does work, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times you want to stick to retail, so now I stick to purely just retail when I want profit.
Yeah. Have you found it's getting a lot more competitive right now with a lot of people going in and discovering, like, wait a second, I can make a lot of money reselling Off-Whites and Supreme and like, are you finding out it's more difficult to make money, or for you, you're just like this genius at it, like you've got it figured out?
I don't really fall into like competition with people. I kind of just do my own thing. If people want to buy from me, if people want to buy from someone else, that's up to them. I usually keep my prices at what I believe is fair. If someone else has a different price that someone finds more fair, they can always go to them. It doesn't bother me.
Wow. And where is the best place to resell them? Like, you get them, is it like an eBay? Is it like a Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or what are you finding?
I tend not to go on these big reselling websites like Amazon or eBay like that, because there's a lot of specific apps made just for resale. Like there's StockX, you could sell brand new shoes and streetwear. There's Grail, which is more for the secondhand market that you have something used. There's Go, which is specific, like just shoes, used or new. So there's a lot of specific apps that people go on where they're looking and their desire is to find something like that. So it's not really a wide range. So you're more likely to land a sale by using an app like that.
That's incredible, man. So are you planning then to go to college, or what's your next step with this?
Yes, I am. So since I graduated high school, I've already applied to go to state college here,
Okay.
and I will start in the fall.
Why? Why plan to go to college if you're making this amount of money per year? Why not spend the extra time just continuing to make like almost $200,000 a year? Because you realize if you can do that while living at home, and could just pull out even if you even save $100,000 a year, and you just live at home for 6 years, the next 7 years, whatever it might be, you can stack away so much money, man, to get set for life.
That's a very good point. Basically the way I weighed it is I was doing high school while I was doing this. Yes, high school is completely different than college, but I had a ton of free time to the point where I had times where I could just chill for 3-4 hours, do nothing, whether it's work or school related. I could do nothing. I just felt like going to college, it's good for the education. I feel like education is really important. It's good to get a degree because at the end of the day, this is great for money. But two, you want to build your credit, get a job, get a paycheck, steady income. The problem with this is it's very inconsistent.
Everything good, though, I have to say, is inconsistent. The consistent income is the safe income, and usually that's not going to compare to what you're making right now. I have to say, there is an ease and consistency and knowing that every day you're going to get that steady paycheck, but with that, you never make as much money. And again, I think we're all different, and some people really prefer having something steady that they can rely on every day.
I plan on keeping this business and doing this business as long as possible. As long as I have money, as long as these brands are profitable and big, and there's a company out there where you can buy and just sell to people who are willing to pay, I never want to stop this. This is a big passion of mine.
If anything, man, I mean, my only advice for you at this point, because you're doing incredibly well, if it were me, and again, I am not you, but if I were you, okay, I wouldn't be going to college. I would be doubling down right now and trying to build out a brand of who you are, whether you have like a good fashion sense or as being the person that is really good at reselling, streetwear and stuff like that. You can make so much more money doing that, man. Not to say it's all about making money, but if it was about just making money, dude, you could like the fact that you're 17 doing all of this, and by the way, I don't want anyone watching thinking that I'm just endorsing everyone that comes on the channel and things like that. But from my perspective, I mean, the brand that you could build from what you've accomplished so far is tremendous, because I guarantee there are so many people out there in that demographic and that age bracket that want to know how they can make money doing this. And if you created some, again, oh no, Graham's promoting courses. But if you created a course for $100 teaching people exactly how they can get in and do this, you could make, I know you could make, $200,000 a year from reselling streetwear. You can make like $600,000 to $700,000 a year selling a course on how to make $200,000 a year. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So again, that's just my own thing here, and if you want to follow that's up to you, but that's what I would do. By the way, I heard something about cars. I was hearing something about cars.
A lot of my expenses really comes back to the company. It's just money I have that is purely for stock and product, but I feel like me being a 17-year-old, I do impulsively spend. I spend a lot on cars, I spend a lot on going out, and that's really why I wanted to call, just to really see, like, how I can keep my money secured, because despite me having, an abundance of money at 17, and despite me spending a lot and still having a lot, it's really not a good habit to be spending.
Okay,
and
so
I feel like I'm really in that habit.
So I haven't seen your budget breakdown. I don't know how much you're spending. So I was told to ask you about cars, but then you start mentioning like, oh, I spend a lot of money, and I'm like, oh no, what? Okay, how much? How much you spend, and what do you spend it on? Like what? What are you doing?
So, first car I bought, I paid it off. It was a used Mustang 2014. I paid $15 cash right away. And I have my insurance for that car is $100 a month.
I'm not
then
upset.
I
I'm
went
not
out.
upset. Okay.
The next one is me and an uncle. We've had a dream of owning a supercar, and we went 50-50 on a 570S McLaren, and that was a big hitter, I'll tell you.
That is the worst car to possibly. Do you see the amount of depreciation the 570? You can't even sell this shit. It's so bad. Ugh. It's like because here's the thing. I think they look super cool, but it's known as like the baby McLaren, and it's just like no one wants to get the baby. It sounds terrible. No one wants the baby McLaren because it's seen like the entry level. It's like the McLaren that people get when they can't afford the 650 or the 675 or the 720. Anyway, I don't mean to diss McLaren. I like the 570S a lot. I think it's a great car, but I'm talking about in terms of resale. What happened?
So we bought it used at McLaren Philadelphia. The sticker price was $151,000, and I put down $40,000. My uncle matched me. He put $40,000, and now we are splitting the financing on the rest of the car. My monthly payments on the car are around $3,500.
See, here's the thing, man. If you're going to get the car, use it for branding. Be that 17-year-old kid who's flexing on Instagram with a McLaren, with all this streetwear that you're making a killing doing. That's what you got to do. Then you make the car worth it. You're not making the car worth it if you're spending $3,000 a month on a McLaren for what? I don't see it on Instagram. If I don't see it on Instagram, it doesn't exist. It doesn't. You don't even have the car if you don't post it on Instagram. And flex, and for everyone to try to sell a course on how they can one day own a McLaren. That's how you leverage a McLaren. You don't leverage a McLaren by going 50-50. Here's the thing, though. You bought the McLaren at a decent price. You're not going to lose a lot of money in terms of reselling it right now unless you put a ton of miles on it. So you're not going to get hit that hard in depreciation, at least from what I can see right now. Because 151, if you told me like 170, I'm like, oh, man, you're going to get screwed on that. You got to flex it, man. You got to make it worth it. Like, you got to think, how is this McLaren going to make you money? You're 17 years old. You don't need a McLaren right now. But if you did need a McLaren, you better have that car make you money. You better have that car pay for itself, and you're not doing that right now. So that makes me upset.
Right, for sure. I understand that very much.
You could afford it, though, but that doesn't mean you should. What else? What else did we do?
So with the cars, that's pretty much it. Besides, standard maintenance, gas, that's pretty much my expenses on the cars. I still do live with my parents, although I do pay them monthly rent. I pay $300 a month to stay and keep living with my parents, which I find fine because, $300 for,
You see the humor in that, though, right? Your rent is $300. The car payment is $3,000.
All right. For sure,
anyway,
I'll
man.
take all this into account.
Yeah, sounds good. Congratulations and everything. Honestly, that's really amazing what you've been able to do. I am fully supportive of it. Just get that spending down if you can. Save the money and at least brand yourself if you're going to be going this route. That'll insulate you for whenever this trend eventually, potentially, maybe dies down. Once you build that personal brand, you're going to be set for a very long time.
Right. I really appreciate all this. Thank you for the help.
You got it. Best of luck to you. Congratulations again, and keep us updated.
Thank you very much. I will.
Cool. You got it. Thanks. Bye. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have not subscribed already, make sure to destroy the subscribe button, destroy the like button, destroy the notification bell, add me on Instagram. I post it pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. And then finally, if you want to be on the Graham Stephan Show, all the information for that is down below in the description. So just follow that, send us an email, we'll take a look over it, and maybe I'll see you on the show. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.